G'day team, how you going? Tuesday's workout coming at you. What we've got for the warm-up is 2 rounds at a warm-up pace, as we always do. We've got 4 walkouts, 10 hollow rocks, and then 10 Jefferson curls. So with those walkouts, we're trying to warm up the shoulders because we do have some handstand press-up strength work involved in today's session. So the walkouts, ideally we're keeping the legs as straight as we can, but slightly bend the knees if we need to. Hands are going to go down to our ankles. Walk the hands as far as we can. Once we get to here, head through like we do in the plank position. Walk the hands back. Stand up tall. That is 1. You're going through 4 reps. And the next move we have is the 10 hollow rocks. So we're going to be lying down on the ground. We're going to lower that glute to the ground the whole time. Okay, so to do that, we bring our head, arms, and shoulders up. Bringing our feet up, and it's a small, subtle tilt. Noticing that I'm not slamming onto my back. Okay, keep a nice, smooth rock in that for 10 reps. So there and back is going to be 1. You're completing 10. And then the last movement we have can be done with a kettlebell, dumbbell, or barbell. So Jefferson curl, it's essentially the incorrect way to deadlift. I'm going to show you from a side perspective. I'm going to use a dumbbell for this. From here, I'm going to have, I'm going to set my head down first. My shoulders will follow. Keeping the legs as straight as we can, wherever our mobility will allow us, and then we're back up in that reverse fashion. Okay, and that can be done with a dumbbell, kettlebell, or barbell. You go through 10 reps of that, 2 rounds at a warm-up pace. Okay. What we have for our strength piece is some handstand press-up strength work. Okay, we're going to be rotating through 4 rounds of this. Okay, the first move we've got is a seated Z press. This can be done with a plate, dumbbell, or kettlebell. Okay, if we're using a plate, it's going to be like you would with a pizza box or a waiter would do, and we're pressing up. I'm going to demonstrate with a kettlebell, but it can be done with either or. Okay, so from here, we're going to be seated in L sit position. If we're using a kettlebell, knuckles below our chin, what we're trying to achieve is out and then press with our arm in line with our ear or slightly behind. Okay, and just pressing through, no momentum, going through there and then on the other side as well. Okay, just moving through that. Okay, then our next move we have is 3 wall walks. So ideally trying to find this place where we can try and get as high up as we can or as comfortable as we can. 3 reps, and then you're into a 10 to 30 second hold on that final rep. So I'm just going to demonstrate what 1 rep will look like with the hold. You'll obviously come down, do another one, and then your 3rd one, hold at the top. So we're starting in a press up position. From here, we're going to send the hips back. Feet are going to go up the wall. Let's say we can only get to here, that's fine. Head through, looking towards the wall. Hold for anywhere between 10 and 30 seconds, and then down. Okay, ideally where we want to be is trying to move up a little bit higher, getting more weight over here. If we get right to the wall, that's cool. Looking through, pointing the toes towards the wall, hold for 10 to 30 seconds, and then slowly come down from there. Okay, for that movement, we really want to make sure that we're getting our head through towards the wall. So I want to be looking through like this. I don't want to be looking up, down at the ground. Okay, the last movement we're going to be doing for that is a max effort piked, max effort piked handstand press up or press up to pike. So if we're lucky enough to have a box or some sort of raised surface, what we're trying to do is get our torso nice and upright as best as possible to try and mimic that movement. Alternatively, we are going to move through press up to pike. So down to a press up, hips back, or if we're starting on our knees, that's fine. Chest to the ground, sending the hips back as best as we can. Okay, we're going to move through 4 rounds of that. You're going to rest as you need. Okay, then finally, what we've got for conditioning, we've got 3 parts with a minute rest in between. Every single part is 15, 12, 9, and you're moving through couplets throughout. Okay, you've got an 18-minute cap to complete this. The first movement we have snatches, either with a dumbbell, so they'll be going from the ground straight up overhead, switching the sides. Okay, or if we're using a kettlebell, it's going to be a hang snatch. So hinging forward, getting that kettlebell rolling around our wrist. Okay, rather than slamming at the top. Or alternatively, we're on a barbell, moving through the power snatch. stay over the barbell, catching in a core squat and then standing it up. Okay, we're pairing that movement up with a burpee, so that's where our chest is going to be hitting the ground. Stand up tall, lock out the knees and hips. Okay, don't want to see any of these. Okay, make sure we're standing right up. 15, 12, 9 of that couple of them, we've got a 1 minute rest. Then what we're going to be doing is moving on to shoulder overhead. So either going to be moving a kettlebell, dip, drive, catch. Okay, trying to move as efficiently as we can. So catch in that core squat and straight into the next rep. Can do this with a dumbbell as well. Okay, moving through. If we're using a barbell, we're going to make sure we get a good front range position for that. So we want that, all that weight going down torso, not on our wrists. Dip, drive, catch. Okay, or push press, sorry. Dip, drive, drive. Okay, we're pairing that movement up with the press up. So this one we want to be on our toes for the press up. Okay, so either on our toes, elbows are going to stay tucked in, chest to the ground, full extension. Or if we have some sort of raised surface that we could use, okay, like a chair, a box, retaining wall is pretty good. Or if we don't want to do wall press ups, if we're not strong enough to press from that bottom position, that's what we're going to be doing. Okay, so we're going to be on our toes for whatever press up movement that we do have. Okay, 1 minute rest, and then the final one we have is a hang squat clean. Okay, so either with a kettlebell or dumbbell from here, hang, and then straight into that squat clean. Okay, moving through just like that. We're using a, squat clean thruster. So going from here, hang, squat clean and thruster. So finishing off that rep as we go through. Okay, same with the dumbbell. If we're using a barbell, it's just going to be a classic cluster. So from here, squat clean, thrust of that head through at the top. Okay, and with that one, we are pairing that up with either a one-arm devil's press. So going down to press up, feet go wide, swing and press, switching arms through that movement. Or if we don't have a kettlebell or a dumbbell for that, we're going to be moving through deck squats. So that's where we go down, roll to our shoulders, fasten the way up, stand up tall. Testing.